Fast, colorful tray bake tonight, starting with 4 potatoes on the coarse side of the grater for hearty texture that holds its shape. I work in steady strokes with fingers tucked and drop the shreds into a bowl, then cover with cold water so surface starch loosens and the bake turns crisp at the edges. A calm stir and we let them soak for 10 to 15 minutes while we set up the veg that will bring crunch and sweetness. While we move, tell me the city you're watching from. I love picturing your kitchens around the world. If you're new here, tap subscribe so the next simple dinner finds you without hunting. Celery comes first for a fresh backbone. I trim the top and base, then slice into neat little crescents so the flavor spreads evenly. It goes into a deep bowl to wait for company, and the board stays tidy so we can move quickly without clutter. And since I tune these recipes with you, rate this idea from 1 to 10 in the comments and tell me what you'd tweak. Quick note while the potatoes soak, there's a super thanks button below if you ever want to support this cozy kitchen. Your kindness keeps the oven warm. A carrot joins the party, grated on the coarse side so it softens without disappearing and brings a gentle sweetness to the mix. If your carrots are very sweet, a few celery leaves chopped fine, balance them with a friendly bitterness. I sweep the carrot into the bowl with the celery and reach for a leek, trimming the dark top and root, then shaving thin rings along the pale shaft. I loosen the rings with my fingers so they separate rather than clump. This helps them cook evenly and keeps bites balanced. Everything gets a quick toss with open hands. Light mixing keeps the pieces intact and spreads color like confetti. Quick kitchen notes before we step away. If these calm, weeknight bakes make your evenings easier, join the channel so the next recipe lands on your page without hunting. Drop your city in the comments so I can picture where this pan is headed tonight, and tell me your score out of 10 so I can tune the next round. Bell peppers arrive next for brightness. I trim, clear the seeds, and cut tidy little squares that toast quickly and stay juicy. Those go into the bowl and I mix again, so every scoop later looks cheerful and even. The veg are mixed and waiting, the potatoes are relaxing in their bath, and in a moment we'll squeeze them dry, bring everything together, and set up a golden, sliceable bake for tonight. Bright peppers time. So I trim the tops, clear the seeds, and cut tidy little squares that bring sweetness without soaking the tray. I scatter them into the bowl and give everything a loose toss with open hands, so the colors spread like confetti instead of compacting. If you prefer heat, swap 1 pepper for a mild chili, or if nightshades are tricky for you, use diced zucchini for the same juicy lift. I pause to separate any stubborn leek rings. Space helps them soften evenly and keeps the bite gentle. Now a calm mix again, edge to center, just enough to combine without bruising the vegetables. My son reaches in to steal a red cube, and my beagle parks by my feet like a tiny inspector on produce patrol. The bowl looks cheerful and even, which means we are ready to invite the potatoes back. I drain the soaking bowl and gather the grated potatoes in handfuls, squeezing hard over the sink until the liquid slows to drips. This wring out is the whole trick for crisp edges and a slice that holds together. Use a clean towel if you like, wring, rotate, wring again, and fluff the shreds so they fall light and separate. Back into the bowl they go, and I fold them through the vegetable mix in slow, wide motions so the strands stay long and the cuts stay neat. If the blend looks a touch wet, I hold back a spoon or 2 of residual liquid. The oven should bake, not steam. Seasoning comes later with the batter, so I only taste for balance now and adjust the vegetables, not the salt. I level the mix in the bowl and smooth the top so it is ready for the tray, then set out parchment and a brush for the next step. In a moment, we will gloss the paper with a breath of olive oil, Spread the vegetables in an even layer and fold in a bright handful of chopped spinach for color and lift. I line a baking sheet with parchment and give it a light brush of olive oil so the edges lift clean later. The vegetable mix slides on and I spread it from the center out, nudging corners so thickness matches all around. An even layer means even browning. A quick tap settles air pockets. Now a small handful of finely chopped spinach falls like confetti. I fold it through right on the tray so the greens stay fresh and bright. If you're skipping spinach, chopped celery leaves bring the same springy lift without wilting too much. The colors look like market day, and that's our cue to mix the batter. My husband sets plates while my beagle parks by my feet like a tiny inspector, hoping one pepper cube declares independence. Everything looks even and calm, which means the oven can take over in the next beat while we mix a quick sauce for serving. Five eggs crack into a deep bowl, and I whisk in small circles until the surface turns smooth and glossy. Quick reminder while we cook together, subscribe so the next easy dinner lands on your homepage, and drop a number for this idea out of 10 if you have not yet. If these calm videos make evenings easier, you can also support with super thanks below. It keeps this cozy kitchen rolling. A modest pour of olive oil follows to keep the crumb tender and help the slice release neatly. Milk streams in next. I whisk around the edges so nothing clings to the sides. Tell me your tweaks in the comments. Extra spinach, fewer peppers, a gluten-free flour that worked well, and drop your score out of 10 if you haven't yet. Flour arrives in light showers, then baking powder sifted through my fingers so it sprinkles evenly. I stop as soon as the streaks disappear. Overmixing makes a tough bite, and we want soft comfort. If the batter feels eager, I rest it for a minute and let the flour drink. Seasoning happens like a quiet rain. A calm pinch of salt, a friendly twist of black pepper, a warm breath of sweet paprika, and a pinch of Italian herbs rubbed between my fingers so the oils wake up before they land. The smell turns cozy in a second. Season balance check happens now, not later. I taste a small spoonful, then adjust with the faintest pinch of salt or a dusting of paprika if it wants warmth. Fresh dill and parsley get a very fine chop so the green freckles spread through every slice. Stems are fair game if you mince them well. I fold the herbs through with the spatula until the surface looks evenly speckled. For dietary friends, oat milk and a splash more olive oil keep the texture kind. The method stays the same. I bring the tray close and pour from the center in a slow spiral so the batter slips between the vegetables rather than sitting on top. One gentle sweep of the spoon levels the surface, and I leave a fingertip of space around the rim for tidy bubbling in the oven. If a leak ring pops up, I nudge it down so the top bakes smooth. Before the pour, I wake the batter with a tiny lift, grating in 2 small garlic cloves so the aroma melts through every slice. I whisk just enough to blend, then bring the tray close and let the mixture flow from the center in a slow spiral so it slips between the vegetables rather than sitting on top. A gentle sweep of the spoon levels the surface and tucks in any peaky leak rings so the top bakes smooth. If your mix looks eager, pause 30 seconds and let the flour drink before you touch it again. I tap the tray once on the counter to lift tiny bubbles and leave a fingertip of space around the rim for tidy bubbling in the oven. Now, a calm fold with a spatula right on the tray brings the vegetables and custard into one team without crushing the shreds. You should see colors evenly speckled, greens, oranges, soft gold, like market day in a pan. My son asks if this counts as eating the rainbow. Middle rack, steady heat, door closed softly, And I set a window for the bake, so the center sets while the edges turn proud. While the pan settles into the middle of its bake, I whisk a quick table sauce that leans creamy but bright. A spoon of ketchup for gentle sweetness meets a small teaspoon of mayo for round edges, and I stir until the color softens. If you prefer it lighter, swap half the mayo for thick yogurt and you keep the body without the weight. I shave a little dill into fine fronds so the flavor spreads instead of landing in one loud spot. 1 clove of garlic gets a quick mince and a pinch of salt on the board so it turns into a mellow paste that melts into the bowl. Everything stirs into a friendly pink, then I taste. A squeeze of lemon wakes it if you like spackle, and a drop of olive oil calms it if you want cozy. The sauce rests on the counter so the dill can bloom while the oven finishes its work. I set out the coarse grater and run a firm block of cheese over it in easy strokes to make soft threads that melt evenly. Chill the block for 5 minutes if you want tidy shreds that don't clump. When the timer nudges, I slide the tray onto a rack and listen for that quiet sizzle across the surface. The vegetables look settled, and the top has a gentle sheen, which is our cue. I rain the cheese in an even layer from edge to edge and follow with a neat sprinkle of sesame for a warm, nutty wink. If dairy is light in your kitchen, almond crumbs mixed with nutritional yeast give a similar golden crown. Stray shreds come off the rim so nothing burns into the sides. Back into the oven the tray goes for a short finish, so the crown glosses and tiny sesame dots toast to pale gold. Middle rack, steady heat, door closed softly, and we let it take those last minutes without peeking. While it melts, I clear the board and set plates so serving feels easy. The oven light shows a soft bubble and a shy blush of gold across the top. That is exactly what we were after. A pan that will slice clean and taste like comfort with very little fuss. The crown turns softly golden with tiny sesame freckles, so I set the tray on a rack and give it 1 quiet minute to settle. A thin spatula loosens the edges and the first square lifts neat. Cheese in gentle threads, bright peppers, sweet carrot, mellow leek, and those crisp-edged potatoes holding everything like a frame. Let the pan breathe 2 minutes for tidy cuts, then portion with long, calm strokes. If tonight's bake earned a spot in your rotation, join me again. Tap subscribe so the next calm dinner lands on your page without hunting, and give the video a quick thumbs up so more home cooks discover it. Plates are warm, sauce is ready, and dinner smells like comfort without the fuss. Enjoy, and I'll see you very soon with another simple, weeknight-friendly bake.